afternoon, federal government raises GDP projections for 2025. Chief of Army Staff prioritizes welfare of soldier and family. And Adamawa State government rescues 14 children from human traffickers. Do you love and care about River State and our peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. You can watch Rstv News live on YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for update on our live feeds. I am Solomon Nelson Braid. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, has reiterated placing the welfare of soldiers and their families as priority and is committed to making their lives better. He stated this during his visit to headquarters, 6th Division, Port Harcourt. Justice Ehuo has more.
Performing the induction, the district membership chair, District 9141, Rotarian Hermetin Odom, and the district public image chair, Rotarian Veronique Tabai, charged the newly inducted members to ensure.
The Chief of Army Staff said his visit was to assess the operational readiness of the division and examine the level of soldiers' welfare. He noted that his visit to divisions has kept him abreast with their challenges and promised to address them within the available resources. Lieutenant General Oluyede also commissioned several projects, including the 6th Division Headquarters Office, Python Harmony Center, residential accommodation, quarter guards, and guard room, amongst others.
I'm in 6th area of responsibility, primarily to assess the operational readiness of the division, as well as to examine the level of my soldiers' welfare, particularly, because I'm someone that's very particular about the well-being of my soldiers and their families. So I've gone around the division, less 3 brigade, which I'm going to come back to assess. And with that, I know very well the challenges, and I'm going to address those challenges within the ambit of resources available to me as the leader of the army. But I promise my soldiers that I'll do my very best with support of the federal government to make life better for them.
Justice Ihuo, Rstv News.
Away from that, Rotary Club of Port Harcourt Urban has inducted new members into its fold and decorated members of the board of directors for the 2025-2026 Rotary year at its center in Port Harcourt. Gospel reports that the unveiling of community service projects was part of the event.
Performing the induction, the district membership chair, District 9141, Rotarian Hermetin Odom, and the district public image chair, Rotarian Veronique Tabai, charged the newly inducted members to ensure that they passionately sacrifice their time, energy, skills, and resources to the service of humanity and society, as well as woo other people into the fold for its sustenance, while appreciating their valuable decision to join the club despite life's challenges, particularly at this critical time of economic meltdown in the country. They described the Rotarians as a group of professionals in all endeavors of life who put service above self. The Rotarians reminded the inducted members of the various benefits associated with being members of Rotary Club, such as special recognition across the globe with a simple symbol of the Rotary pin, connections at all levels, and divine blessings, among other benefits.
We have more ideas, we have more energy, we have more perspectives in our clubs, we have more diversity in our clubs. So we're always excited when we see members like this.
You need to ensure that you steer the ship till you cross the finish line. The members of this club and all of us are actually looking up to you to ensure that your club does well.
Charter President of the Rotary Club of Port Harcourt Urban, Rotarian Emmanuel Idoniboye, promised to assist the new executive within the 2025-2026 Rotary year, while the President, Rotarian Don Orosenye, unveiled the community service projects for the Rotary year and assured of leading by example.
We should strive and build on the successes already gained in this club and ensure that he leaves the club at the end of his tenure better than he met it.
Let us create memories that will inspire not only us but generations to come. Together we will write the story of service, compassion and transformation that will remain a proud chapter in the history of the Rotary of Port Harcourt.
The usual fanfare of cutting of the induction cake, decoration of members of the board of directors, a raffle draw, and presentation of prizes to deserving members added color to the event. God's Power Anele, Rstv News.
That was God's Power Anele reporting. The United Nations slated 20th August every year as World Mosquito Day to raise awareness on the dangers posed by mosquito-borne diseases. Inandolim reports that the theme for this year's celebration is accelerating the fight against malaria for a moral, equitable world.
World Mosquito Day presents opportunity for governments, organizations, and individuals to raise awareness about the ongoing threat of malaria and other diseases transmitted by one of the world's deadliest killers, mosquito. It serves as a reminder of current efforts to control mosquito populations, prevent disease transmission, and advance research for effective treatments and vaccines. Organizations and governments worldwide use this day to promote mosquito control measures and educate communities on protection against mosquito bites. A medical practitioner and the chief medical director of Meridian Hospitals, Dr. Ikechukwu Odo, noted that malaria is not only the highest consumer of budget across countries all over the world, but kills more and faster than HIV/AIDS, including adults and children.
Today we know that malaria is the highest killer amongst children. Malaria kills even more than HIV today. Malaria is the cause of the highest out of job, highest man-hour loss, highest out of school for children on account of health. Apparently one of the highest consumers of national budgets. That is why the world has found it necessary to set out a day, 20th of August every year.
On the theme of the celebration, accelerating the fight against malaria for a more equitable world, Dr. Odo emphasizes the need to intensify efforts in combating malaria in vulnerable communities and ensure equitable access to preventive measures, diagnosis, and treatment.
You can't accelerate this work except everybody is involved. Individuals, organizations, non-government agencies, government is, in fact, the global community must agree. Fight mosquitoes wherever you are.
World Mosquito Day is commemorated to recognize the groundbreaking discovery by Sir Ronald Ross in 1897 that female Anopheles mosquitoes transmit malaria to humans. The day explores the history, impact, and innovative solutions in the fight against mosquito-borne diseases. Nnamdi Olimini, Rstv News.
Moving on, the federal government is optimistic over the economic performance, raising its gross domestic product projection for 2025 for 5.50%, significantly up from the 2025 target of 4.6%. The new federal government's target came as the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, said that the government is creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, as the establishment of Cheetos plant by the PepsiCo with 90% sourcing of raw materials locally reflects the bold reforms of President Bola Tinubu to stabilize the economy. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has also commended PepsiCo for sustaining its investment in the state. Represented by the Commissioner of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, Folashade Bada Ambrose, the governor stated that the partnership between PepsiCo and DP World is a powerful example that true collaboration can achieve global expertise aligning with local opportunities. Speaking at the ribbon cutting of the Cheetos plant and the collaboration partnership ceremony between PepsiCo and DP World in Lagos, Edun said, with sustainable growth, the gross domestic product is projected to grow by 5% this year. Moving on, the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Anambra State, has announced an indefinite ban on a popular signing off tradition observed by graduating students, especially after the final examinations. The ban, which was announced in a statement signed and made available to journalists in Awka by the registrar of the university, Dr. Chinenye Okeke, takes immediate effect. Okeke stated that the ban became necessary due to repeated cases of chaos, violence, and disruption of normal university activities associated with the event. She said that the management expressed concern about unauthorized individuals who frequently infiltrate the campus during the celebrations, creating security risks for both students and staff. She reaffirmed the university's commitment to safety and academic excellence. Okeke urged students to concentrate on their academic responsibilities and report any misconduct or threats to the appropriate authorities. The Adamawa State government has successfully rescued 14 children who were victims of human trafficking rings and reunited them with their parents. The children between the ages of 4 and 9 were trafficked from various communities in Adamawa State to the southeastern region of Nigeria. The State Deputy Governor, Professor Kaletakwa George Forota, in their speech at the handover ceremony in Yola, said the trafficker, a middle-aged woman of Igbo extraction, identified as Ngozi Abdulawab, perfected the art of trafficking minors from Adamawa State to the southeastern region, where she sold the victims for paltry sums of 800,000 naira to 1.7 million naira per child. The Deputy Governor revealed that the government received an intelligence report about missing children in July 2025 and swung into action with the cooperation of security operatives. She further explained that the rescued children have been rehabilitated and prepared to be reunited with their parents. The government has provided each family with 1 million naira, 100,000 naira, and food and non-food items to cushion the negative effect of the reunion. The Deputy Governor emphasized that child trafficking is a crime and must not go unpunished, and that the government will prosecute the perpetrators to the fullest extent of the law. She called on parents to take parenting more seriously and treat children with deserved responsibility. A rainstorm yesterday destroyed parts of Jos South local government area of Plateau State, including its secretariat. The chairman of Jos South local government, Silas Patrick Dung, confirmed the development to newsmen in Jos, saying the storm was powerful, uprooting the entire 4 columns holding the secretariat gatehouse and destroying some homes in the community. He explained that for the storm to destroy the council secretariat gate built with a 25mm rod shows it was such a powerful rainstorm. Dung said he visited the affected areas with officials from the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA, adding that about 6 houses were destroyed, several others had roofs blown off, and fences were damaged. The chairman stated that they are still going about the community and waiting to hear from other locations if the extent of the damage is more than they can assess now. The chairman described the damage from the strong winds as a natural disaster and not man-made, stressing that there is nothing anyone could have done to stop the storm. The local government is working to assess the full extent of the damage and provide support to affected residents. This is Rstvlive News at 3. Do you love and care about River State and its peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. You can watch Rstv News live on YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. And in part 2 after the break, Palestinians flee Gaza City after Israeli military offensive. Nigerian singer Keshinro Ololade escaped death in Lagos. And in sports, Nigeria's men's basketball team eliminated from 2025 FIBA Afrobasket Championship. Details when we return.
I need the police that can respond to emergencies first.
I want the equipment I need to do my job.
I want a police that won't harass or arrest me for no just reason.
I want to be valued for my work, not feared by honest people.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
If it happens with good laws,
proper funding,
training,
and cooperation.
If it happens.
If it happens.
If it happens.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. U.S. President Donald Trump and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin have left Alaska without reaching an agreement for a ceasefire in Ukraine. The president said that he and Vladimir Putin made some great progress, but with little details about what that might be. It's left to the world's imagination. Trump traveled a long way only to produce such vague statements, even if America's European allies and Ukrainian officials may be relieved he did not operate unilateral concessions or agreements that could have undermined future negotiations. According to the report, Trump had less at stake during these negotiations than Ukraine or Russia. It still will put a dent in his domestic and international prestige after earlier promises that this meeting had only a 25% chance of failure. Now to the entertainment scene, Nigerian singer Keshinro Ololade, popularly known as Lil Kesh, has narrowly escaped death after being involved in a robbery incident in Lagos on Wednesday. Sharon Hiro tells us more.
Afrobeat artist Lil Kesh was stabbed in the neck during a robbery after he was reportedly robbed of his jewelry worth millions of naira. Lil Kesh and the Lagos State Police Command are yet to issue a statement regarding the incident. The news has sent his fans into panic mode, with many offering prayers and well wishes for him on social media. Nigerian rapper Aziz Fashola, popularly known as Naira Marley, has urged the Lagos State Police Command to intensify the investigation into the death of his former signee, singer Ileoruwa Oladimeji Aloba aka Mohbad. While maintaining his innocence in the singer's death, Naira Marley urged the police to rearrest him and his associate Samson Balogun aka Sam Larry and all others accused of involvement in Mohbad's death. He also demanded that a trustworthy officer be put in charge of the case this time. Mohbad died under controversial circumstances on 12 September 2023, with his former record label boss Naira Marley and Sam Larry being prime suspects in the deaths. Felisayo Ogedengbe, the auxiliary nurse who administered the injections that allegedly led to Mohbad's death, was also arrested. Nigerian music star David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, and his wife Chioma have touched hearts with a poignant exchange on Instagram. Chioma Adeleke, who had taken a break from social media since the tragic passing of their son Ifeanyi in 2022, returned on Thursday with a heartfelt post. She shared a photo of her wedding bracelet bearing Ifeanyi's image, accompanied with a message describing him as her best friend who walks with her into forever. Ifeanyi Adeleke passed on in October 2022 after a drowning incident at his father's Banana Island residence in Lagos. Since then, Chioma has been relatively inactive on social media, making her recent post a significant return. US celebrity judge and social media star Frank Caprio has died aged 88. His death following a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer was announced on his Instagram account, where he was remembered for his warmth and unwavering belief in the goodness of people. After being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2023, Judge Caprio said he was fully prepared to fight as hard as he could and thanked followers for support and asking for their prayers. Judge Caprio is survived by his wife, Joyce Caprio, of almost 6 years. There are 5 children, 7 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Sharon Iro, Rstv Entertainment News.
Now, on the foreign scene, Palestinians have fled parts of Gaza City after the Israeli military began the first stages of planned ground offensive. Royal Duko has more.
Israel's troops have established a foothold on the outskirts of the city, which is home to more than 1 million Palestinians, after days of intense bombing and artillery fire. Israel wants to signal that it is pressing ahead with its plan to capture all of Gaza City despite international criticism. A citizen, Amal Abdel Al, was displaced from her home in Sabra a week ago as she watched strikes hit the area. An Israeli military spokesman said that the troops were already operating in Z-Town and Jabalia areas to lay the groundwork for the offensive, which Defense Minister Israel Katz approved and which will be put to the Security Cabinet later this week. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians in Gaza City are expected to be ordered to evacuate and head to southern Gaza. Russia has launched 574 drones and 40 missiles on Ukraine in one of the heaviest bombardments in weeks. The attacks came as US President Donald Trump spearheads diplomatic moves to halt the war, and Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andrew Sabiha said the strikes highlighted why efforts to bring it to an end were critical. The Ukrainian Air Force said many of the attacks came from western Russia as well as from the Black Sea and one missile from Russian-occupied Crimea. Zelensky said there was still no signal from Moscow that they truly intend to engage in substantive negotiations to end the war. The International Criminal Court has said it deplores new U.S. sanctions on its judges and prosecutors. The U.S. State Department announced new sanctions on 2 judges and 2 prosecutors in the ICC for engaging in efforts to prosecute U.S. and Israeli citizens. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed the U.S. move. The ICC has issued arrest warrants against Netanyahu and his former defense minister Yoav Gallant for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity over Israel's war in Gaza. France joined the ICC in denouncing the U.S. move, expressing dismay as one of its judges, Nicolas Guillot, was among those sanctioned. Penalties mean the 4 officials cannot access or benefit from any property or interest they hold in the U.S. This latest round of sanctions come after the U.S. imposed similar restrictions on the ICC's chief prosecutor, Karim Khan Casey, along with 4 other judges earlier this year. Royal Duko, Rstv Foreign News.
Now, a little bit of sports. Nigeria's men's basketball team, the Tigers, have been eliminated from the ongoing 2025 FIBA Basketball Championship in Angola following 91-75 defeat to Senegal in the quarterfinal match. We'll bring you the details of this report in our subsequent bulletin. You're still watching Rstv News at 3. Do you love and care about River State and at peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task we must accomplish. You can always watch Rstv videos live on YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. My name is Solomon Nesubra. See you again at 7:30 World News. Good afternoon.
Rstv